So, when I was a little kid, I used to be obsessed with random islands in the middle of the ocean, and honestly still am. And I remember there was one time I found a random triangular island near Bermuda, and I thought I discovered the Bermuda Triangle before anyone else had. But, anyways, I was doing a lot of research on recursive islands, and I was looking at the list of lakes on islands and lakes on islands, which there are not very many of in the world. Most of these are in northern countries, a couple in New Zealand, but there was one that stuck out that was in Tonga. It's a really small, only 0.02 kilometer island. So I wanted to learn more about this place and what island it was on. So I searched for it on Google Maps, and it happened to be on the most northern island in the nation of Tonga, in this place called Niuafo'ou. And I spent a little bit of time trying to pronounce that and looking up things, but I don't know if that's 100% right. Anyways, the island that you're looking for is right here, with the lake that's right here, with another island that's right here, with a lake inside all of that right here. Now, this island is not a simple atoll in the middle of the ocean that's super flat, only a few meters above sea level. This is a huge shield volcano, which means it's not as big of an eruption as some other volcanoes around the world, but it can be active. And actually, back in 1943, it was active, forcing the people that lived here off of the island for almost 12 years. There's actually a video on YouTube that you can see that kind of shows this eruption. Almost blotted from view as rivers of red hot lava. Yeah, so a really old video, but pretty interesting that that happened. The people that have lived on this island have lived here for a long, long time. It's first discovered by Europeans in the early 1600s, but obviously people lived here a lot before that. Something else that's really interesting about this island is that they have their own language that they speak. So it's the Niuafo'ou language, and there's not much about it on Wikipedia, but there are some videos you can find on YouTube and on Wikipedia that explain more about it. So there's a short version of what it sounds like, but I highly encourage you to look up more stuff about it because I think it's super cool that they have their own language. The island is also pretty small population wise. Only around 470 people live here, pretty much all on this ring road that goes around it. And it's not really a road in a lot of the spots, it's more of a trail, but there are sections of it that are a road. There's a church down here. There's a couple schools. So there's one down here, and then there's a school up north. This is where the airport landing strip is, and it's basically just one grass runway that I don't even know how you would get to this airport. I tried to look at it through Google Flights, but there was no results. So I think you have to be kind of connected with people to be able to get here. I don't think there's any hotels that you can stay at if you really wanted to travel here, also. Another interesting thing is you can't really boat up to it. All the walls, because it is a volcano, are kind of sheer rocky cliffs. So you can't exactly pull up a huge boat to it. There's this area on the western side that you can have a small boat up to it, but there's no way to bring a major port to this area. Also, if you want to look at what it looks like on the island, there's really almost no photos online about it. So there's no Google Street View in this entire area. If you look up the island online, there's a few aerial pictures, but not a lot. Like some of these pictures aren't the actual island. This is the only really ground level photo I could see of what the lake on the inside looks like. And this is, I think, around this area right here, I'm guessing. But there's a few like YouTube videos and TikToks of people from this island that you can see that gives you a little more insight on what the culture is like. Oh, and another weird thing. So they used to get their mail delivered by tin can. So the plane would just fly by, drop a tin can into the ocean. Someone would go out and swim for it and then bring it in. And that's how the people here used to get their mail. So that's pretty cool. I don't know of anywhere else that really does that, at least in the United States. So yeah, I hope you learned something about it. Do you guys know anyone that lives here or anything else about the island? I'm super interested in it and I'd love to be able to visit one day. So yeah, leave a comment down below and like and subscribe.